Hello everybody! This video is part of my New Year's Finish a Challenge where I finish up, or at least try to finish up old abandoned artwork, projects, ideas, and videos. Hooray. So I'm continuing on with my art tour. I should have, at this point, 4 other videos, part of my art tour series that you can check out if you like. Today's video I'm going to be going over the beginning of my art major. There is a metric shit ton of work to cover for this, so I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to separate it so it makes any kind of coherent sense, but I'm just going to wing it and see how it goes. In this video I'm going over projects, plural, that I did for 2 classes I took in my first semester of my art major. These classes will be 2D design, which I'll go over first, and then the next part is going to be intro to drawing, which I'm not sure how I'm going to do that because there's like a lot to go over for that class, so we'll see. We'll see when I get there. So, 2D design. Let's go. Starting it off with, I think the one of the first artworks I did for that class that semester. So for this one, I drew a drawing, took a picture of it, and drew another drawing of said picture. And I printed out a picture of a pencil and I glued it on here, and I'm like, wow, I'm so creative. Oh boy. I say oh boy a lot. I should stop. I should get a better vocabulary. It doesn't matter. Anyway. Yes. Very creative. Very creative. Though, honestly, I think it's kind of cute. Like, oh, cute little cast and a cheap picture of it. Ugh. Adorable. Moving along. I have to zoom out just a little bit for this one. So, this one, again, 2D design. The point of this project was to use only black and white to make an image. And I used black ink, India ink, for this one. I also sprayed some iridescent medium on it to get it all shiny because, I mean, why not? But we can really see it there in the black, very glittery. Very nice. I think I named this one Coalesce. Coalesce? Yeah, that's what I named that. And for the next one is a print. A lithography print that I did for 2D. Get out of the way. So, I think it's the same drawing except reversed from this. Adorable. So these are 2 of my mom's cats. This one's Po Kitty, and this one's Jet, who I also call Fat Meanie, because he's fat and mean. So this is a lithography print. Boy, I can't say that. So for lithography, what you do is take what are they called? Unfortunately, I don't have it anymore, but it's this block with this soft material that you can carve out. And then you layer it with a there's like a very specific paint that you usually use for this stuff. I can't remember what it's called. You can either do it in, there's like a water-based one, which I think this is a water-based printing ink, and then we used oil-based in class, which was very messy and annoying. So yeah, exciting stuff. And the next one is just a collage, a black and white one. So at the beginning of 2D design, we were supposed to just focus on black and white and see how we could make images by just using those colors. And I think there's no date on this, but this might have been the first thing I actually did in that class, but I don't remember. It was like 7 years ago. I don't remember. And I can't believe it's been 7 years since then. Anyway, the only reason why I'm showing this stuff is just in case you haven't gone to college yet, or you're thinking about going to college and doing the art program there. Maybe this will give you an idea of what you would do in some of those classes. I'm pretty sure two-dimensional design is required in most art programs. I'm assuming. Who knows? I could be wrong. Moving on to this thing. Can I fit it all in here? Let me zoom out a little bit more. Okay. So the purpose of this project, I had 16 squares, or I thought it was 15, but no, this looks like it's 16. So I had these little tiny squares where I had to fill them out. It was a still life it was based off of, and for each square I had to use a different medium. And every square, I don't think I remember all of the media I used. I can try to maybe zoom in and point them out. Oh, try not get all that glare on here. Nope, not working. So that's oil pastel. This one's ink pen and ink wash. It's oil pastel again. I could have sworn all of them had to be different medium, but maybe not, I don't remember. This one was just ink pen. This one was pastel, I know, because I'm getting all messy. We'll talk more about pastels in a minute. Ugh. This one is just ink pen again. Okay, now I'm confusing myself. It's been too long since this one. I don't remember anything. That's acrylic, I know that. That's just graphite. That's a paper collage. Is that acrylic again? That's acrylic and pen? And this one's acrylic too, isn't it? Oh, whatever. Another collage, paper collage with ballpoint pen. This one's watercolor, is it? Or oh no, this one's an ink wash. This one's oil pastel and watercolor, I think, and this one's watercolor and ballpoint. So yeah, the whole purpose was just to learn how to use different. It was fun. Right, the next thing to go over is actually 3 parts. The third one isn't finished for good reason. So this one is a collage. We were supposed to do a collage. I did the collage, and then I didn't realize we had to paint the collage like 3 different times. And my dumbass decided to make my collage very complicated because I hate myself. That's why. So I got a whole bunch of nonsense going on here. That's Hillary Clinton. Yeah. Yeah, a bunch of nonsense in here. And I had to paint it 3 times. I only painted it like once and a half for good reason. Good reason. There's no... All this stuff that I'm going to be showing in this video is all finished, and the only stuff that isn't finished is for good reason. Yeah. So yes, there's the collage. Made it complicated because I hate myself. And here's the first painting of collage. This is the one that I actually finished. For this painting, it was really allowed to use 3 colors. It was white, black, and a mid-tone gray. And that was it. There it is, all painted. Get some close-ups. Little burb. Little burb. Little parrot. Yep. And then this one, it was supposed to be the collage, but painted in color. Obviously didn't finish this, and obviously looks like garbage, because I still was not good at this point with dealing with color, because most of my artwork was done in black and white. The only stuff I did in color was with colored pencils, and I just couldn't translate what I knew with colored pencils into paint for a long time. Like, painting, especially acrylic paint, was like the bane of my existence for like the first 2 years of my art major. I just couldn't get it. I eventually got it, and then I realized I hate acrylics. Ha! Haha. So yeah, that's the second part. And I think the third part I was supposed to do another black and white one, except I was supposed to use more gray. I think that's what it was. I don't remember now. Obviously, I didn't finish this project. I had a family emergency around this time, and I didn't finish it. And that was that. I even straight up told my professor that I'm not finishing it because I don't have time nor the willpower to do so. That was that. He understood. And I ended up getting, like, everything else done that I had to get done. I just didn't finish that. I think this one is another... Yep, this one's a multi-part. This one's just 2 this time. So, I think this is the first painting I did with ink. This is like where I fell in love with ink. I love ink so much. Especially back then. Maybe not as much now. I'm kind of like a marker whore now. Like, I love my markers a lot. But I still like ink. Ink still has a special place in my heart. It's a fun medium to use. So yeah, this is the first ink painting I did. And I was so excited with it. Because I did, like, how many acrylic paintings would I have done before now? What's the date on this? April. I think I only did those 2 that I just showed. Let me make sure. This was 12. Yes, so I only would have done these 2 acrylic paintings that I just showed before then. And when I got to this with the inks, oh, so much easier to deal with. And to show that, here's the first attempt I had at this painting. So the background was ink, and then I wanted to do the girl with acrylics, and oh god, it was so terrible. Like, look at this. What's going on here? It looks so bad. Like, the green and the blue. Guess I'll go over what the purpose of this project was. It was using complementary colors. So yes, I was right. This is complementary colors. So I used turquoise and orange for this one. And then, oh god, there's this one. So this is the second half of this project. This one was complementary colors that are on opposite sides of the color wheel. This one was about, what's the word? Can't remember the word. How maybe future me will edit it in. But the purpose for this one was to use colors that are on the same section of the value scale. So I used warm colors. So I used red, orange, and yellow. They're all really close together on the values, the color wheel. Harmonious colors. That's what this project was. Harmonious colors. So this one was about harmony and color. So they're all close together on the color wheel. See, red, red, orange, orange, yellow, orange, yellow. It's just warm colors. Warm reddish colors. Yes, that was this project. And I did this whole thing in pastels. I think this is the first thing. No, it's not the first one I did in pastels. Excuse me, I think it's like the second thing I did with pastels. And I hate pastels and charcoal. I hate both of them. They're so messy. They're so nasty. They get everywhere. And, like, look at this. This thing is like 7 years old. I still get stuff all over me whenever I touch it. I don't remember if I sealed this one with a fixative, but it never even mattered when I would spray these drawings with fixative. I'd spray a bunch of layers on them. I'd still get all messy from them. I hate pastels and charcoal. I hate them. And I have like 3 boxes of pastels. And I'm just like, they make me so mad. They're so messy. I mean, if you like pastels and charcoal, that's fine. More power to you, but I can't stand them. There's better media for me that I can use, and it's just, pastel's not one of those. Ugh. Speaking of pastel, this one is done in oil pastel. Maybe I'll zoom out a little bit more. As far as I go. Okay. So it was a still life in 2D. This is still April. And I also use really shitty oil pastels, just like the Pentel cheap ass oil pastels that the college had that I use for this. So I like oil pastels a little bit better than the other stuff. Just a little bit. I didn't like working with the really poor quality ones they had at the college. And also this piece kind of fails a little bit because I didn't really have a good grasp on color at this point, which is why I had to take 2D because it was a requirement. But I'm glad I took 2D because it gave me more of a foundation for how to use color properly. I ended up getting better because of this class, and I ended up just getting better on my own naturally by messing around with color and trying to figure stuff out. So this next one is a 3-parter, 2.5, yeah, whatever, 2.5, we'll go with that. So I think this was my first full colored acrylic painting for my first semester. It's an art major. I think around this time I was thinking like, okay, acrylics are alright, I guess. Acrylics and I don't work very well together. Like, I hate them. Not as much as I hate pastels, but I still hate them. Because they just dry way too quickly, and I like taking my time, and I'm super slow, and acrylics are just not good for that. At least not for me. Definitely not for me. Yeah, more complementary color stuff. I think, since this is a 2-parter, I think one of them had to be a cool color, one had to be a warm color. Then I would see how they would look different with the same neutral brown tone around them. I think. I don't remember. It's all gone. So that's the cool tone purple version, and then have the warm tone with the yellow. So yeah, I think it was complementary colors because yellow and purple are complementary colors. So yeah, that's probably what it was. And then with the neutral brown. And, oh boy, this one's horrifying. I think this was like the first attempt to do this painting with the purple and the brown, and oh boy, that's so scary. Look at it, it's so scary. Oh my god. Gosh. I had such a hard time with acrylics back in the day. I still have a hard time with acrylics, but not as bad as what I did. Acrylics kicked my ass super hard. Alright, next thing is a bit of a series. These are all ink paintings. Hooray! So this is like the final project I think I did for 2D. I think we could have just done what we wanted to. We just had to use like concepts we learned in class and just go for it. So this is the same girl that was in these paintings. She's an old friend of mine from college. So I painted some of her photos that she took. This one is all about harmonious colors on the same part of the color wheel. So I used fiery reds and made it look like it's flaming. Glorious. This one was about orange and blue violet. It's like yellow, orange, blue, violet. Complementary colors. This one was... Ooh, it's upside down. This one was also about harmonious colors, but with blues and greens. So cool colors. Oh, it's upside down as well. This one is complementary colors. This purple, like a red, violet, and a lime green. Yep. And this one I actually did extra outside of class. I actually ended up doing that in December of 2011. I also ended up using like acrylic medium here, so why it looks so weird. Acrylic mediums and ink don't mix very well. Do not recommend. So that's that. And then the last thing I have from 2D is actually a sequential piece I had to do for 2D. This is like a little comic. Can we get a little closer on it? Maybe I'll read this. There's a lot of swearing in it, so if you don't like that, oh well. Guess I'll read it real quick. So this is about my first day on the job back at my first college that I went to. So let's read it quick. On this bright sunny day, a young college student was about to piss her pants. Indeed. Why do you ask? Well, it was her first day on the job. Blah 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 cats, but I don't like you, and snoring. Here's a title page, first day on the job. My short comic by. Haha, you'll never know. I'm kidding. Right. What do I do? Go stuff these envelopes in the meeting room. A little side note, what's up with the hair? ... A little side note, fun fact, the woman I worked for did not have crazy hair and was actually quite nice. Just adding some drama. Because why not? And here's all the envelopes I have to stuff. Oh. So many. No, this is kind of a slight exaggeration, but boy, did I stuff a lot of envelopes in that job. And yes, the table would be covered with envelopes everywhere that I had to stuff. So many envelopes. Oh joy. Oh no, oh no. So I have to leave and you need to answer the phone. Answer the phone? I hate answering phones. So, along with my lovely social anxiety, I'm also terrified of talking on the phone. Super terrified of answering them, especially if I don't know who's calling. So that was fun. I nearly died in this job. Nearly died. Oh boy, so sitting there. Uh-oh, it's ringing. It's ringing louder. Let's see. My son lost his SAT scores and you need to find them. He forgot his social security number too. Do you know it? Wait, you little thief, you know it, don't you? Why don't you know? Blah, 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 blah. Anger, rage, SAT, blah, blah, nothing important. I can't help you. So this is actually based off a real conversation I had with some lady on the phone. She's like, my son lost his SAT scores. Do you have them? I'm like, why are you calling the admissions place of some random college for your son's SAT scores? I can't help you. He also doesn't know he forgot his social security number. Like, why? How am I supposed to help with that, lady? Anyway. So I can't help you. Fine, I'll just call back later. Goodbye. Silence. Ringing. Fuck that shit. SAT scores. Oh, whoops, sorry. So yeah. Fun times were had back in baby Cassie's first time in the job. That was back in 2010, I think. I drew this in 2011. I'm about as competent now as I was back then. And that means not competent at all. Lovely. That's it for two-dimensional design. Sure, it was lovely. Now it's time to go over some stuff from intro to drawing. So I'm just gonna go over the smaller stuff first. It's easier to manage because a lot of the stuff from intro to drawing is huge and is in a really big portfolio, and I'm not sure how I'm gonna handle that because it's not gonna fit in the frame. Okay. First, one on the docket. we got a self-portrait that I did for Intro to Drawing in March 2011. I ended up really liking this one when I first did it, and now that I look back at it, I'm kind of just like, eh. First off, I hate this stupid poster board that I glued it to like a dipshit. I don't know why I did that. I highly doubt the poster board's archival, so it's probably gonna ruin my drawing eventually. Doesn't say. So, yeah, that's the first thing. Dumb. Why'd I do that? Second thing is this mess over here. There's no coherency between this pencil drawing and all this nasty color over here is so gaudy, and it's just like, I like this part. This part's nice, but everything else is just no good. This is the first time I started to use my airbrush, and the airbrush I had was a really cheap piece of crap back then. I have two airbrushes now. They're both cheap pieces of crap, but one's slightly better, but I didn't have that one back then. And I tried to use ink to fill in this blank space, and I was using contact paper, and I just didn't know how to use any of it, so it all like got all muddy and gross and just, yeah. I really, really, really liked this when I first did it, but now I'm just like, it's not good. Not good. Yeah, it's kind of nice though. I like the colored iris and then the pencil around it. Not bad. That's not bad. But yeah, if I were to do something like this again, well, I wouldn't do something like this again. I just wouldn't. And the next couple are in a little series I did. Let's go over this one first. They're all black and white, and all of it done with some sort of ink. So this one is just ink wash. It's also another reason why I fell in love with ink, because I used it on my own because I wanted to, and then I would use it because it was assigned to me to use it for other projects and different classes. That's nice. This one's from April. It's the ink wash of a still life we had in class. Little cup. I think those are supposed to be grapes. That thing. Glorious. And this next one, this is the same as part of this 4-part series. I love this one. This one was so much fun to do, and I still kind of like this one. One day I kind of want to go back and try to do this stuff again. So the medium I used for this is actually very strange. It was an ink stamping pad that I used. So one of those little pads where you take the plastic stamps, yeah, put the ink on them, then you stamp it on. So I used that, and then I used a kneaded eraser to get the ink on it, and then dab it on there and make little stamps. So this is all done with an ink pad, stamping ink pad, and kneaded eraser. And I had so much fun doing this. I never done anything like this again, and I really wanted to, and I never got to it. Maybe one day. I had a fun time doing this. This was just so strange, and I've never done anything like that until this point and since, so it was fun. Very fun. So there's an apple, little chalice, I guess, with some grapes in it, that big thing, some bottles. It's a fun time. It's a fun time. And then the next part in this little series, we got more ink. This is done with the dip pens, the ink dip pens. It's another part of the still life, a different part of the still life. This was one of those mannequin heads and some flowers. Mannequin head looks a little weird, like that nose is kind of horrifying and the lips are too small, but... So yeah, it's just texture, but the texture with the ink pen, just making a bunch of lines. And then the last one in this little series was more ink, so it's ink wash and the dip pen. So pure ink and ink wash for this. And this is just another still life. It's a little kettle this time. Cute little kettle. Fantastic. Next one is a homework assignment I did at home. how to use still life for this. I think it had to be a visually interesting still life, so it couldn't be just like a pot and like a bottle. It had to be visually interesting. And I had this little statuette of this little fairy girl with a dragon, and I'm like, oh, I'll just draw that. And my professor ended up really liking this. He's like, that is some cool ass imagery there. I'm like, hell yeah it is. Haha. So I think, did I just use the dip pen for this? Or did I use... I think it's just a... Let me take a closer look. Give me a second. Yeah. I might actually, no, it's probably not the dip pen. It's probably the felt tip pens. Like the, Copic liner pens. Yeah, I think that's what I use for these. And I use a couple different sizes. So I had fun with this one. It's a fun time. A fun time. So this next thing I have to show is the final project I did for my intro drawing class. I know I'm saying this is a final project, but they still have a lot more to show for intro to drawing. All that stuff's really big, and I'm not sure what I should do with it, or how I should even go about it. So this project is a 3-parter. It's just simple ink painting with the white of the paper, a color, and then black. So I made portraits of myself and my siblings, and we're all wearing these super cool sunglasses that I no longer have. I have cooler sunglasses now though. Here's me with my orange. This next one is my sister when she was a little babe. I think she was Mike. I think she was like 9, 10. This was 7 years ago. She's 16 now, so 9. Yeah, I can do math. I can do math real good, yeah. And she's pink, magenta, one of them. There's my brother. He might have been 12 at this time. There's blue. I had him do a silly face like this. My sister was all a little smirk. Eeh. So there's that. And I do have one more thing I want to show. I actually didn't do it in any class. I actually did this over the summer in 2011, but I have no idea where else I would put it, so I'm gonna put it in this video. Because why not? Alright, so it's Sakura again. Oh boy, more Sakura. So in previous videos I've shown pictures of Sakura, which I do have over here. I'll get to those in a minute. This is a drawing that I keep redrawing a lot. I think I redrew it 4 times. The 3rd one I didn't finish, so I didn't even bother bringing it back out. Here's the one I did in June 2011. Try to make it more realistic, and oh boy, it failed so hard. Like certain parts of it I like the hair's nice, the headband's nice, but that face, man. That face! Ugh! Like her mouth is all and her eyes are way too far apart. I don't know why I had such a problem with making eyes so far apart back then. Just ugh. She got these weird lips. Like someone on DeviantArt said like they look like a slug, and I'm like, oh okay, yeah, all right. And they do look a little derpy and like, no reference picture for this, obviously. So some things just look very wonky, like very wonky. But since I got it here and I have these other ones, might as well, let's see, show them together. Because why not? So here's the first Sakura drawing I did. 2007. I've shown this in a previous video. And there's Sakura I did in 2008. And the Sakura I did in 2010. Not even gonna bother showing because I never finished. Then here's Sakura from 2011. And let me just pull this out as a comparison. So a big difference, a big improvement in at least shading and details, but I still had like the same damn problems that I had before. Like the eyes are too far apart, the mouths look weird. They just look weird in a different way. I do really like the hair on this one though. The hair is very nice. Yeah. Alright, so that should be it for now. I'll finish up my intro to drawing stuff in a video sometime eventually. Don't know how I'm going to go about it, but I'll figure it out. This heart tour, my god, I have so much more stuff to cover. I have the rest of the intro to drawing stuff to do. I have all the stuff I did for my painting class. I have all the stuff I did for life drawing. Then I have all the stuff for fabric art, which is going to be its own separate video by itself. It's just so much stuff, and I don't know what to do with it, but I want to show it all. Probably my problem. I just want to show it all and talk about it for long stretches of time. Nobody cares. Oh, okay. Well, I'm done bitching. I'm done bitching. Oh, I did this to myself. We'll figure out how to do it later. Yeah. So hopefully you like this video. Like, comment, and subscribe, or don't. Probably shouldn't. I'll see ya in the next video. Who the hell knows what it's gonna be? Peace out.